All dressed up and nothing to do. Massive security at Chinese embassy, but protesters no show. Former Minister Dr. Rajitha Senaratne granted bail. 82 mobile phones, 55 SIM cards, batteries and chargers seized in raids at 4 prisons. George Floyd laid to rest in Houston.
Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. On to our lead story now. Former Minister Dr. Rajitha Senaratne, who was in remand custody, was granted bail by the Colombo Additional Magistrate Priyantha Liyanage today.
Court ordered for the former minister to be released on 2 sureties of 500,000 rupees each. Rajitha Senaratne was arrested by the Criminal Investigations Department with regard to comments made at the controversial White Van press conference.
Security around the Chinese embassy in Colombo was tightened today. This was due to the reports about the preparations that were underway to stage a protest near the embassy. What is happening near the embassy? We are now joined by Newsfirst Chaturanga Puaraji, who is at the location. Chaturanga.
Good afternoon, Azra. Good afternoon to our viewers. I'm standing opposite the Chinese embassy in Colombo, where there was a plan to hold a protest by a group called the Movement to Protect Consumer Rights. However, there was a heavy police presence here. We saw police officers being brought here in several buses. Even though it seems like the number of police officers have reduced at the moment, you can still see several senior police officers standing behind me. Several police officers deployed on the road to maintain traffic flow as well. A short while ago, we saw the arrival of senior DIG Deshabandhu Tennakon to this location as well, and there is another Deputy Inspector General of Police at the background handling the situation here along with several other police officers. Now, what we know at the moment is that the protest was called off by the Movement to Protect Consumer Rights earlier on in the day. Important factor that should be noted is that the police took steps to put up the court order that was issued against this protest opposite the Chinese embassy on banners and posters, and they were able to put it up alongside the road if the protesters arrived here, for them to visibly be able to see that there was a court order issued against this. This is the situation opposite the Chinese embassy here in Colombo. Throughout the day, we'll keep you updated if there's a development on this developing story.
Thank you, Chaturanga, for bringing us that live update. You must be wondering what is happening in the country, so stay tuned to Newsfirst as we are here to bring you the latest developments. With more local news now, Minister of Education Dallas Allah Perumal said schools will be reopened on the 29th of June for teachers and non-academic staff members. Accordingly, schools will be reopened in 4 phases during the month of July. The Government Teachers Association expressed the following views in this regard.
Now the schools are expected to be reopened. There should be sufficient funds received. Sinks should be constructed to wash hands. The government only provides 1,250 for schools with less than 50 students. These funds are insufficient.
A protest against the assault on the members of the Frontline Socialist Party yesterday was staged in Badulla today.
The protest was staged by members of Frontline Socialist Party. Meanwhile, a group of people who lost their appointments during the election time period also staged a protest. The group marched towards the Badulla District Secretariat and engaged in the protest, requesting to provide them with jobs. 53 Frontline Socialist Party activists arrested for staging protests in Kolpiti and at the Lipton Circus in Colombo were granted bail by the 4th Magistrates Court. The suspects were produced before the court yesterday. The group was arrested when the Frontline Socialist Party was preparing to stage a protest opposing the death of George Floyd in the United States.
These were the views expressed during a media briefing at the Samagijana Balavege office today.
ඊයේ සිදුවීමෙන් අපි දැක්කා ආණ්ඩුවේ පක්ෂපාතීභාවය මොකක්ද කියලා. ආණ්ඩුව කාටද පක්ෂපාතී කියන එක ඊයේ අපි දැක්කා.
Yesterday's incident was a testimony to the partisan behavior of the government. Yesterday we said that the government was biased. Is the government biased towards the people of this country or towards Trump in the US? We saw that they are biased towards the US and the government of Trump. Instead of protecting the people of this country, they acted as if Trump is their cousin. They strive hard to protect the US government. They were committed towards that. At the same time, we are now being informed that there are moves to stage a protest near the Chinese embassy. We heard that there are preparations to do so by holding posters and that security has been tightened around the Chinese embassy. They are trying to portray that there will be equal protection will be given to all foreign missions. They are trying to cover up yesterday's cowardly attacks. They are deploying police officers and beefing up security to counter small protest. They are trying to cover up their biased attitude towards the US.
ඊයේ කරපු තක්කඩි වැඩේ වහගන්න මේ හදන්නේ. ඊයේ කරපු ඇමරිකන් ගැතිභාවය මුළු රටටම පෙන්වුවා ඇමරිකන් ගැතිභාවය. ආණ්ඩුව කාටද පක්ෂපාතී කියන එක.
These were the views expressed during a media briefing at the headquarters of the Sri Lanka Podujana Perumuna today.
It's not just the Frontline Socialist Party, but any political party must understand that the need of the hour is to protect the country. According to the current situation in the country, we should think whether the spread of the disease must be aggravated through protest. The police had obtained a court order. The court had ruled against holding the protest. The police had conducted themselves based on this. The police had gone before court and obtained an order, as that is their responsibility. A political authority is not responsible to do that. The Triforces and the police have been working hard for the last 3 months. Apart from wearing their uniforms, they were also wearing additional protective gear amidst the humidity to protect themselves from the virus. It wouldn't have mattered if they had resorted to this action after talks with the government had failed.
In more local news, Ministry of Defence said 82 mobile phones, 55 SIM cards, batteries and chargers were seized in raids at the Negombo, Colombo, Bogambara and Busa prisons yesterday. Now 3 mobile phones were discovered during a surprise raid at the Busa prison.
Acting Commissioner General of Prisons Tusharo Puldenia, speaking to Newsfirst, said the mobile devices were discovered from the prison cells holding Koskoda Tharaka, Gautam, Suzay and George, who are all members of organized crime syndicates. Prison officials discovered a SIM card from the cell holding underworld criminal Vele Sudha. Acting Commissioner General of Prisons Tusharo Puldenia said the mobile devices and the SIM card was handed over to Criminal Investigations Department for a telecommunication analysis. The special search operation in the Busa prison was jointly conducted by the prison officials and the Special Task Force.
The number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in the island has increased to 1,859. 2 new cases were confirmed yesterday. This is the lowest number of cases reported compared to the last few weeks. Total number of recoveries in the island has increased to 1,122. 791 patients continue to receive treatment at hospitals. Sirasa TV, which infused a novel experience into Sri Lanka's television industry, celebrated 22 years today. This year's celebrations were held under the theme "To Change and to Create a Change." Attorney at Law Susara Dinal, the Chief Executive Officer of the MTV, said that religious observances will be prioritized during this year's celebrations. This is a report filed by Newsfirst on the journey of Sirasa TV since its inception. Sirasa TV, which provided a novel experience for television viewers, was born on a day like this in 1998. The channel made its way into Sri Lanka's households through its unique programs while creating an indelible mark in the television industry. Since then, the channel has attracted a massive audience towards its wide array of programs that include local and international teledramas, entertainment as well as political programs. It was Sirasa TV which first introduced the art of reality television programs in the country. Budding singers who were brought to the limelight through the Sirasa Superstar reality program are now illuminating the country's music industry. In addition to that, Sirasa TV had also undertaken the initiative to introduce a plethora of educational programs that include Sirasa Lakshapati, Pentathlon, The Debater to enhance the experience for viewers. The channel has always acted closely with the people by making massive contributions towards assisting people at times of a disaster. Thanks to its viewers, Sirasa TV has managed to retain its position as a people's channel while remaining undeterred by several attacks. And that's the wrap of this edition of Lunchtime News. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Azra Hassan. For you to know what's happening in the country and across the globe, log on to our website www.newsfirst.lk. Thank you for joining us. Take care.